You're listening to the Full Gambit podcast with J. Michael Phoenix. Straight talk. No BS. Inviting you to get off your ass and talk to somebody.
Welcome to another episode of the Full Gambit podcast. Now with 1,100 subscribers from people all over the world. I was surprised. My editor and producer, he gives me a little updates as he uploads, and he said, "Jay, you hit 700. Jay, you hit 870. Gone to bed 2 days ago. Come back. I was in the class this morning with some of my students, and they were checking on the blog. I said, "Jay, you have like 1,100 subscribers." I said, "What? Why?" But you guys are resonating, and now I see a lot of engagement. People commiserating with the banks and attacking crypto, saying how much they're limited. But thank God for like credit unions and smaller regional banks that still have that on and off ramp where they can get their money in, get their money out. But we're not talking about that today. Well, we may talk about it because it is what's going on in crypto. I am joined by Lamont Astwood. We had done an episode a few weeks back. I didn't like how it came out. He was too quiet. Yeah. He let Theo bulldoze over you, that Maximus that he is. And Theo is enjoying a quick vacation. And while he is, I would like to talk about altcoins. And it seems that you have your thumb on the altcoin space.
All right.
So, Lamont, welcome to the Full Gambit podcast. Don't forget, if you're new here, please subscribe, like. It helps us with the algorithm. It pushes us out. It gets us recommended to so many other people that are interested in crypto, finance, entertainment, and every other thing that we talk about. We're talking about crypto today. What are you looking at? What do you see in this space right now? Another 25 basis point hike from the Fed in the face of what I see as a banking collapse, meltdown, crisis on infinite earth with infinite money. I don't know what is going on. What do you see in the space?
All right. What I'm seeing now is actually quite interesting because we're seeing a lot of bank collapses. Like I made a video where I said like banks are falling and Bitcoin is rising. Mm-hmm. Over the past few weeks, you've seen that Bitcoin has gained a lot of momentum.
Right.
Bitcoin has gained a lot of momentum, but it actually fell back. I think it was yesterday when they made the rate hike announcement.
That's for a little bit. I made the mistake of making an arrogant tweet, and I said, well, they raised it 25 basis points, and Bitcoin was in phase. And literally 1 hour later, I don't know what Jerome said in that particular point, it just went.
Yeah, he saw your tweet.
all the way down. Someone did a massive sell-off, but it's back at the levels that it was prior, and that's a good sign. A quick bounce back, less volatility. It didn't tank all the way.
Yeah, but what has really been interesting, like how you're talking about altcoins.
Mm-hmm.
Normally, Bitcoin makes up about 40% of the market cap.
Yes.
It makes up about 40%. Ethereum makes up usually about 18%.
True.
Right? But what we're seeing now, like I was checking it, Bitcoin made up about 46%. So that means that a lot of people, they're actually not really investing as much in the altcoins.
So it's not altcoin season yet?
I think that's going to come around because usually Bitcoin is like the first one. Right. It's like usually the first mover. So when you see Bitcoin goes, that's like all the altcoins in the back looking to see what Bitcoin does.
Yeah, and you could see it as a novice. Like if you just look at the naked eye, you see those charts, comparison. I use Crypto.com a lot more than I use Binance. So you could see the similarity in the pattern. Bitcoin does a little wave tick. Everything else follows in that fashion.
Yeah, definitely. But I think what's happening is a lot of people, like I've heard people say this on like Twitter and even on some of my videos, some people said Bitcoin is like the stable coin now because, we had the scare, that was with, I'm trying to remember the name of that stable coin, USDC.
Yes.
Actually lost the peg.
On peg, yes.
Yeah, that actually lost the peg and it gained the peg back. I didn't have time to like really research and see exactly what happened, but I'm sure you have major players behind the scenes.
Well, what happened was the fall of the Silicon Valley Bank, where they hold about $3 billion worth of their reserves. It equated to like 10 to 15% of their overall reserve. But
I think they have like 40 billion in total. And
right.
I think the 3 billion was held in Silicon Valley Bank.
Right.
Yeah.
And the unsurety around that, will the deposit be made whole? Wouldn't it be made whole? Cause it to lose its back? I think it went down to about 80 something cents, and then Biden and the Fed came and was like, oh, well, I said we were going to lose jobs, but I don't want the banks to fail.
Yeah.
So we got all this guarantee money. I don't know where they pulled it from. I don't know what was happening to it. It led to all these wild speculations. Bitcoin's going to be $1 million in 90 days. More banks are going to crash. Are they going to insure everybody? Credit Suisse started to die and they got bought. Like it's a wild time.
I never thought I would see that with Credit Suisse. Like,
why?
I mean,
you know what foolishness Credit Suisse been doing over the last 10, 15 years?
I mean, I thought they just was that good at it. Like no, let me keep that off the record. I just thought,
right.
they were going to survive.
No one to survive it. And the sad thing about it is the accountability that is needed.
Yeah.
Everybody is quick to blame crypto.
Yeah.
Right? And someone, I can't remember the name of the guy. He literally, U.S. congressman, they said that the Biden administration and the Fed, they're taking advantage of the market chaos to kill crypto. Choke point 2.0. I thought it was a conspiracy theory. I thought it was the tinfoil people talking.
Yeah.
But it's actually real. It's legitimately real.
I had a conversation with a friend, right? And I was like, I think they're attacking crypto. Mm-hmm. And he said, you're right and you're wrong. He's like...
Right and wrong? Tell me how we are wrong.
He's like, all right. And this is how, it's almost like a divide and conquer thing. I think of it like almost in a military tactic.
Okay.
What I'm thinking they're trying to do is they're trying to break down existing systems because it's very decentralized. It's almost like the Wild Wild West, really. Mm-hmm. So they're launching a lot of lawsuits against a lot of crypto firms.
Regulation through litigation, regulation through enforcement, or how, I don't know the exact term, but it's the SEC and the slime ball Gizzler. Oh God, every time I see his name.
It's almost like, okay, when you talk about the mob, the mafia, it's like, okay, y'all been making money a little too long, so the mob is like, all right, we're gonna come, we're gonna take over, we're gonna make sure this run how we want it run.
Yes.
And I think that's kind of what's happening. They're going after a lot of these crypto firms. And I think it was Gensler who actually called a lot of firms to say, listen, come get regulated X, Y, and Z.
But it doesn't matter how regulated you are. If you are afraid, because, and I think I've listened on the porch of Theo for a long time, and I've seen everything that he says come to fruition.
Yeah.
They are literally trying to dismantle it because the banks will not exist if it goes through. Someone has to say, hey, you've had this run for 100+ years.
Yeah.
Right? Your time is over. You've made enough money. Push up. It is their turn. We're going to work along. This is going to be the new system. This is the new investment strategy. There's more money in the economy. More people have money. They could do great things. We could tax them. If they did that, story over, simple, it's all good.
Yeah.
But fair, white men don't go good together. Greed, it doesn't work.
Yeah.
Right? So now there's something that they don't understand.
Yeah.
Too many young people are getting it. And the more money people have, the more knowledge they attain. When they have true freedom, you can't control it.
Yeah.
So when that fear of not having control, I don't think it's about the money. It's the control and the power. Yeah. We have a problem with that. Yeah. So we have to shut that down.
Because when you really look at the crypto industry, it is a lot of the most successful people in crypto are probably under the age of 45.
Yeah.
And that's scary for a lot of people. Growing up, you always, as you get older, you attain more wealth. But it's like you have all these young millionaires, and
look at the head of the FDIC. I think she's 79 years old. Miss Yellen or whatever, or the Honorable Yellen, whoever she is.
Yellen. Yeah.
79 years old. She's my grandmother's age. My grandmother been retired from 65. What are you doing as the head of some financial agency when you probably suffered in the Great Depression? It makes no sense.
I'm not getting in that Miss Yellen, I love you. All right.
I do not.
You're doing a great job, Miss Yellen.
Oh, see, no. Everybody, Gisela, Yellen, and Powell, 3 of them need to go. Who there is going to replace? Like, I'm terrified. Like, I love Jerome Powell only because he's saving us from their vice chair. Because the vice chair behind him is worse.
Oh, Lord, I'm not getting into that. I'm not getting into that.
But I want to get into altcoins because we've done a lot of pro-Bitcoin conversations. And I know a lot of people are curious about crypto, and they may look at Bitcoin and Ethereum and be like, oh, it's so expensive to get into.
Yeah.
How is it that I could actually still earn or still grow with that? But what are the other gems or entry points? Because I heard about when Shiba Inu 1,000 turned into $1 million and all that. So people are looking for those gems. But again, I don't want anybody to get scammed. So at this point in the video, this is not financial advice. This is for entertainment purposes only. And I am only telling you what my personal experience has been. Yeah. So if you want to go and do it, please do your own due diligence, do your own research, and don't follow me because I have lost money, but I'm gaining some money at the same time. Just try to be fully transparent.
All right.
How did you get into crypto?
All right. It started like in 2016, 2017.
Okay, you've been in it for a while.
Yeah. Because what happened was me and a friend, we had like a startup.
Mm-hmm.
So we made like a startup. This is prior to any regulation, probably anywhere in the world. So this is really like kind of winging it.
This is like prime time prehistoric days.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, we were just learning the space. We started getting people like on board, getting them like introduced to what is crypto, and it kind of phased out. So I kind of took a break from it, but I got back into it around the GameStop era.
Because, when everybody was buying the stocks and holding it and Reddit was popular. Yeah, okay.
Because that's when I started doing my videos because someone wanted me to explain what happened with GameStop. So I explained it. Mm-hmm. Then I just found that with crypto, you have so much you can talk about. It's so much, to me, it's just more interesting. Like, it's just so much different developments. So it's like every month is a new type of technology being introduced.
True.
And it's I guess so fast paced and volatile, and I
don't like the word volatile. It makes it sound so risky.
I mean, that's what it is.
But everything is risky. You can't have any type of growth or any type of monetary success without risk.
Yeah, definitely, that's true.
Whether you business, stocks, whatever, you're playing and you can lose at anything. So I think crypto gets a bad rap because the old heads are saying it's something new. Yeah, they're making money in it. We don't understand it, so it must be bad.
Yeah.
Like, and every time I have a conversation with somebody that may have made a couple $1 million the traditional way, quote unquote, the traditional way, they would say how volatile crypto is and it's nonsense and how do you get your money out and all this other stuff. And I'm just sitting there like, but you're a finance person. Like, you should know this.
Yeah, a lot of people, they kind of just, I always like to use analogies, right? You have a lot of people who are boxing fans, right? Mm-hmm. So when this MMA thing came about, because MMA is a very young sport, they was like, what is this? Like, why are these guys laying on top of each other? Why is this guy kneeing this other guy in the face? Like, this is madness. This is bar fighting.
I get you.
After a while, it's like, okay, we don't have to be enemies. We could work together. And so they started cross-training, cross-promoting. Okay. And it's like, okay, this is actually a legit sport. And I think I always try to say, like, that's kind of like how I feel about traditional finance and cryptocurrency and decentralized finance. Like, that's how I kind of feel like how it is. It's just something new, and there's always going to be pushback. But what I actually kind of always say is it's better to have a little caution than to be too overly optimistic.
True. You have to have a little bit of pessimism. It gives you that little bit of spice. You can't have too much sweetness.
Because you don't want to like overinvest in something, then it turns out it's a scam.
Which is aping in.
Yeah, that's true.
Let's just put that on the screen. Aping in is not good. It is not good. It's never, ever, ever a good idea to put the house, the life savings, retirement in one bet. It almost never works. Now, I know a lot of people are Bitcoin boxies out there probably will comment, but you can do it with Bitcoin. Yeah, in the long term, if you have someplace else to sleep and all this other stuff, and you can ride the wave down and ride it all the way up. But a lot of people don't have the patience for the red.
Yeah.
Especially when they invest in green.
Yeah.
They don't have the stomach for it. And trust me, crypto is an MMA fight. It is a Rocky Balboa fight.
You will get punched.
You get punched in your face.
You will get.
You have a black eye. You go cry out for Adrian, right? And eventually, depending on which Rocky you watch, you may win the fight.
Or you might end up like Apollo Creed.
I ain't trying to do a Apollo Creed situation, okay? Rest in peace, Apollo. It ain't that for me. And I've taken my licks. I remember when I got in chip, right? I wanted to get in Doge originally.
Yeah.
But Fidelity Bank was hating on a nigga. And they didn't let me get in when I wanted to. Missed that train.
Yeah.
Was totally right about that. My friend to the left of me right here, off screen, she's been on one episode of Toya, told me about Chip. And knowing me, she's like, oh, take your time and yada, yada, yada. And me, I'm like, you know what? That's cheap. Give me $1,000 worth.
All you saw was a bunch of zeros. You wouldn't even look at the market cap to see if it could
actually.
actually.
Here's the thing. If she brings me something, I trust her enough to be like, I say, okay, yeah, put it there. We can see what happens. And by the time it was like, I think it was like maybe 6 zeros. So it had like shaved off like 2 zeros already, right? So I was like, yeah, okay, cool. 1,000. Great, put it there. I watched it. Traded sideways. They did a burn. And then it shaved to 0. And I was like, whoa. Hold on now. Hold on. I was like, this 1,000 turned into 3.
Yeah.
Let me pull that 1,000 off and let me play with some house money.
Yeah.
And did that bitch run? That ran all the way up to 408. I think at the height I had like $13,000.
Wow.
And I felt the itch.
Yeah, that's a good.
And I was talking to my wife about it, and I was excited. I was watching charts 2:00 in the morning, and I was like, this is like stealing money. Like this didn't make any sense. I was trying to look around, like, when is someone coming to arrest me? It just didn't make sense. I looked around for the next ship, and again, did some good research. I was leaning on some influencers, even though they're getting sued. None of the researchers, the influencers that are getting sued, because of the debauchery. Yeah, we're not going to talk about that because I don't want to get shadow banned.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Right. I listened to Austin Hilton, very cool, calm, and collected guy. Zach Humphreys, My Crypto Journey with Rodney, Europop, because I was in the Shiba space. So those were the 4 guys that I listened to. Yeah. So because of and then Jake Hagan as well, like off and on, because him and Rodney are like close. Yeah. So go off and on with those guys. Some of the run guys, even though they are some serious shillers and they did something and they're not the run guys anymore. I don't know what they did, but they ain't the run guys anymore. And, just looking around, fell into Saitama.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah. So I took some of my shit profits because I looked at it, and I wasn't going to be there for a long time.
Yeah, just a good time.
Just a good time. And I saw what it was doing, and I said, Toya, if I move $3,000 into Saitama, this Vegas thing that's happening, that'll ride all the way up. And I could get the good bag off that. So I woke up one morning at 5:00 to manipulate and move some stuff around. And another coin that I was watching at the time, M Content, that's a very good project. Yeah. They already have a great app. They've done everything that they said they would do. They have a working app. They have a working program to help support filmmakers.
All right.
They paid out. They're not about hype. They're about gradual work, and they have invested and sponsored some cricket matches, stream stuff. So their product works, and their utility is there. So I was looking at that, and when you're looking on CoinMarketCap and trying to copy addresses and what's not.
Yeah.
So I accidentally copied the contract for M Content, thinking I was going to make a transfer between Binance and my wallet to go get some Satamo.
Yeah.
And I sent 3,000 USDT, 3,600 and something USDT to a contract address for M Content.
Damn.
Yeah, money down the toilet is burnt, gone. It's still there, and this was 2 years ago. And I check on it just to make sure no one thieved my money.
Yeah,
and it's still. And I remember hunting it down and learning the hard way that once you send something in crypto, you do have to do it like double check.
Yeah, definitely.
Make sure the address is lined up, everything matches up, and make sure you're coherent and you're of sound mind when you're doing these things. And I had to learn that the hard way. So I hope that little message saves somebody. But yeah, lost $3,000. Went back into the piggy bank to make the correction. I went in about $1,500 because I lost. And the Vegas event happened, and they was talking a good game for a couple of hours. And I watched it go all the way up. And I was trying to. And that sucker came all the way down so quickly because they didn't deliver. It's been a hot mess. They've been embroiled in so many problems.
Yeah.
Couldn't get the CERDEC audit done properly. Couldn't bring out a product on time. It's just been one hot mess after the other. And then the influencers started to turn on them. And not turn on them because that seems a bit harsh on the influencers. They started to tell the truth about what was happening and not just giving them puff pieces and a pass.
Yeah.
And you saw the true nature of Satamo. The cult-like following, blocking people, throwing people out of Discords, and because you disagreed with what was going on, and you were challenging because you made an investment in the product. So I would challenge anybody that's looking to get into those zero projects, those gems, as they would say, those shield me my altcoins.
Yeah. Please
do your homework. Understand, get your stomach in order, because it's not always going to be roses. Pre-sales, all that stuff, you cannot go into it without any level of degen like stuff going on.
Definitely.
What's your story? Because I know you have a couple.
Yeah, I have a lot. I was playing around with crypto. I was buying, Bitcoin and other projects. Some of the projects failed, but what really got me is there's something. Was I put $200 on Dogecoin. I don't know what possessed me to do it, but I put $200, and I checked my account one day because I wasn't really paying attention to it, and it's that $200 went into $5,000.
Woo! Talk to me last night.
So I sold all, and mind you, if I kept it, that would have probably turned into $50,000.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh,
lesson learned. But
oh my God, I heard my soul just now.
What really had me perplexed was I just made, I don't even know how much percent it was. This is a lot of percent on that. I turned $200 into $5,000 on a project.
That's crazy.
What is a meme?
That doesn't happen at all.
Dogecoin, I always tell people, Dogecoin is not a scam. The difference between a scam and Dogecoin is this. Dogecoin never said it was going to do anything.
No, it was just one big joke.
Yeah, it literally was it's a joke.
Right.
They wasn't okay, we're going to build an exchange, an app.
Swap this and DAO that.
No. Dogecoin was always positioned as a meme.
Right.
And so I made all that money on a meme.
Right.
On a joke.
Right.
It's I come from
so you have jokey money.
Yeah, I come from a traditional finance background. That was not supposed to happen.
Right.
It's I can't go to any one of my lecturers and explain that.
And you were hooked after that, hey?
Yeah. So I really got hooked. But what I always try to tell people is, I always tell people, in crypto is not for everybody.
No, it's not.
Cryptocurrency is not for everybody.
No,
you have
it's
to
not.
understand your project, and you have to really keep track of like what's going on in the market.
Mm-hmm.
Because understand, the barrier to entry to making a cryptocurrency is incredibly low. It's incredibly low. Like, I can go right now, it's Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
By Monday, I can have a cryptocurrency on a decentralized exchange ready to trade. I could probably do that in a shorter time period.
True. And you can hype it all the way up depending on what type of influence you could buy or what's in your network.
Exactly.
Right.
So I always try to tell people that you have to be really careful. This isn't like traditional stocks where they actually have to go through the SEC, submit documents and files. And mind you, with traditional companies, there are scams. There are
there are many scams.
Yeah.
All right.
But with crypto, where it's so unregulated generally,
Mm-hmm.
is significantly easier to basically issue scams and say, all right, this is our new coin, our new token,
Mm-hmm.
Copy and paste a white paper. Hey, this is what we plan to do. And for people just to come and shill money in, or people just come to shill the project and people ape in,
Right. Because it's always like, there's this coin right now that is ChatGPT coin, right?
Yeah.
Not affiliated with ChatGPT and OpenAI at all.
Yeah.
And it's pumping, right? Elon said something a couple of weeks back. Someone made a coin on it, and it was up like 300-400%.
Yeah.
I think it's still up like 40%. And I'm like, how?
Yeah.
Like, where do you get off? Like, where? Like, that nerve to knowingly, like, rip someone off, and, like, the anonymity, I guess.
Remember the Squid Game?
Yes.
When Squid Game first came out,
Yes.
they made the Squid Game token, and they was like, we're going to set up a game, we're up 400 participants, only one person's going to win.
Bro.
To follow the premise of the show. And Netflix had to actually issue a statement and say, this coin is not in no way, shape, or form affiliated with the actual
I
Squid
still
Game.
remember the scream that guy let out after that run.
Yeah, I watched it.
Oh,
that was a
but
lie.
please put that in the episode so people understand what's going on.
So the market cap is $2.168 trillion. And now the market, it went to zero.
But we're not saying all this to scare you and to say that you shouldn't get in this space. I think you should get in with all this information, right? It's a relatively easy space. There is information everywhere. It's not as like technical as you would think it is, because I remember being intimidated by the charts.
Yeah.
Right? Watching the candles and doing this little draw here and trying to get a Fibonacci and all this other
Head
stuff.
and shoulders and all.
And I was like,
Flying Dutchman upswing. And
I'm not interested in all that. All I want to know is, and this is how I do it.
Yeah.
You may choose a different path.
Yeah.
I take X amount of money. I don't want to say how much because I don't want to tell you what to do. This is not financial advice.
Yeah.
I take an X amount of money. I put it in a particular coin that I think is going to win. I sit back and I let it run, dip, trade sideways, and I have a number in my head where I will take my initial money out, allow the house money to run, trade sideways, dip, drop, recover, and I have another number in my head that I'm going to take additional money at a particular point in time.
Yeah.
And I've diversified my portfolio over about 7 coins.
Yeah.
We have Bitcoin all the way to the top because I honestly thought that you had to buy a whole Bitcoin.
Yeah, no, you don't.
So I was intimidated by Bitcoin and Ethereum, right? Thinking that I had to, at the time that I got in, I think it was like $30-something thousand. And I was like, I could never afford that. Not realizing you could buy a piece.
Yeah.
Right? You could buy a fraction. So right now, to this date, I have about 12% of the value of a whole Bitcoin right now. So I have Yeah, 0.124 or something like that.
Yeah.
So at this point, whatever it rises to, shield me 11%, baby. Right? So if it goes to 100, my position is worth 10.
Yeah.
If it goes to 1 million, my position is worth 100,000.
Yeah.
Give me me. And I think that could be everybody. And there's a term that I fell in love with, dollar cost averaging.
Yeah.
Figuring out what it is that you can afford every week, every bi-week, every month, every quarter, and setting it up in a lot of exchanges. And that's why I like exchanges like Binance and Crypto.com. They make it a lot easier for the everyday person to get into crypto and to understand these concepts. And a lot of influencers are doing it. Be careful of the influencers because they make their platforms. And this is why I fell in love with Chris Humphries and Austin Hilton. And if you guys see this is why I fell in love with you guys. You built your platform on the back of a ship, and then you mortgaged it or sold your soul to Clear Crypto. And I thought what Clear Crypto was supposed to be a network of a group of influencers just coming to give you legitimate, honest, like it was supposed to be like this new crypto network where you get legitimate news, no hype, no nothing, because these guys I saw as legitimate. I never got hype from them. So Austin and Zach, one of the reasons I fell in love with you guys, and I kind of eventually came back, so I'll interact with you guys on Twitter a little bit from time to time, because you sold out your platform that you built on the back of ship, and you made Clear Crypto, and I think it was misleading of what Clear Crypto was, and then all of a sudden they had a wallet and they had a coin, and I was so mad. I was so mad, and I felt so naive, and I hadn't felt that naive in a very long time, and I was like, "Fuck!" Like this, is what y'all did, and that's why I don't. With my podcast, not to say I would never interview a project. Yeah. I will never make my own coin.
You won't?
No. I don't see it happening. Yeah. I don't want to. I don't think outside of the coins that I personally buy, me personally with my own money, I don't think I'll push one. Like I don't want your coins to come on. I'll buy it. Yeah. I'll talk about it. If I like it, I'll promote it. But I don't want you to buy me.
Yeah, I got you.
They are bought and sold too easily. Definitely. And they have had so many misses. Yeah. Right? I remember the Satama, everybody pushed off. Then when the whole collapse happened, and CZ said, okay, I got rid of this one. Let me try and get rid of Crypto.com. I remember the call, and I cursed them right out on Twitter. I cursed them right out because it was uncalled for, it was unwarranted, and having my own journalistic background, it was problematic for me because it was literally slanderous. Yeah. The way that they went and they cannibalized and tried to destroy Crypto.com for absolutely nothing. And they were like, oh, well, we were only telling people to don't trust exchanges at this point and take their money off. And no, y'all weren't. Y'all were causing an intentional bank run on an exchange that had nothing to do with nothing. Yeah. All because of some conglomerate monopoly, which is what Binance is, and I love CZ to death.
Yeah, he's a monopoly for sure.
But he was being stink.
Yeah, I mean, he
almost got his things too.
He's Thanos in this. Like only the government can stop him right now.
And you see, the government really wants him. Yeah, and I want to stand by him, but he's not without his flaws.
Yeah, definitely.
Right. So unfortunately for Crypto.com, they had nothing to hide. They did their reserves as 1-to-1. They say they want the liabilities now, right? Yeah. So it's another brass ring situation. Like, oh, you hold our stuff 1-to-1. Everybody laughed that they had such a huge ship supply and all this other stuff. But who's laughing now? Binance have a huge ship supply.
Yeah, because they cracked down that BUSD. SEC cracked.
But at the end of the day, ship is money. Yeah. So you know what I mean? Oh my God! And they tried to distance themselves from it, and that's what they always do. When they mess up, they go quiet for a minute. They come all the way back around. Oh yes, and look how resilient Kronos is, and look at the blockchain and all this other stuff. Nigga, you just was shitting on the whole project.
That's my thing. I don't like in my content. I never like the Marian idea. I don't like the like. What I mean by Marian idea is like I don't like to push a particular project or be like.
You don't want to have a hill to die on.
No.
Okay.
Because at the
That's
end,
smart.
Because at the end of the day, it's like let's say if I find a project and I'm like, oh, this is the greatest thing since sliced bread and pants with pockets.
Right.
It's like if they fail or if something happened, you have people who are gonna come to you and be like, hey, you was the one who was kind of pushing this and all that. And I don't want to be in that position.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't ever want to be in that position.
Yeah. I think with me, my ideology is if I can say something positive about it, I can say something critical about it. Not negative to be mean.
Yeah.
But something that, from a brand standpoint, that stands out to me that I think you guys are doing wrong.
Yeah.
Let's do that exercise right now. I have Ship. Love Ship. I love what it's done for my portfolio. I like the community, what it was, not what it is now. It's a bit more cult-like.
Yeah.
But I understand what happens with growth, right?
Yeah.
Too many different people come in, too much cooks in, see it, like it spoils the pot. I hate the fact that they have too many doggy coins. Like the names is annoying to me.
Yeah.
Like the fur garbage, like no. Like it was funny at one point. It's kind of annoying now.
Yeah.
The focus is in SHIB centric, but everything else.
Yeah. Every project has its shortcomings. Every particular one. Like I have a friend who thinks everything besides Bitcoin is a scam. So
I mean, but it fits because if you think about it, if Bitcoin represents that point something and there are like 22,000 coins.
Yeah.
The majority of them are shit.
yeah, I would say 95, 97%.
Bro, Theo will tell you 99.9% tokens, coins right now, projects are absolute garbage. And I agree.
Yeah.
I think everything south of 75, with the exceptions of the ones that I am into,
Yeah.
are absolute fucking garbage.
Confirmation bias.
And I'm going to tell you, with the exception of the ones that I'm into. So, Chronos. I love Chronos. I think it's undervalued. I think they're smart, right? I think they are a bit too conservative,
Yeah.
right? I think they could be a little bit louder, especially with the energy of some of the investments, like in the UFC, that personality, that swagger. I think they need to have. I think Chris doesn't have the swagger of CZ.
Yeah.
So he's so
I think too.
tied up and buttoned, and it kind of keeps it down because if you remember when they made the announcement with the Staples Center, that shot up all the way almost up to $1 just on the announcement. They didn't have the name there yet, and ever since they've had the name, they did the World Cup, the UFC, the promos. I think they sponsored the particular team, so they're all. I think it's the 76ers. Maybe Philly. Like, I think it's Philly that they have their logo on the jersey. So you always see it at the press conferences or during the game, and they're always Crypto.com arena, the Lakers and the LA Kings and the Clippers and all stuff. So they have the notoriety. Why is that still under like 10 cents? Personally, I just want to get some money out. Like, I can tell you right now, like, do something so I can get some money out.
I think Crypto.com, I think they just might be playing the long game.
They are,
Yeah.
but I think they're missing opportunities because when FTX went down, they allowed Coinbase to come in and start doing the sweet talking. But Coinbase was already established, but now they're in the crosshairs. So what are you going to do? You're already overseas, but you're already so known because of your advertising and your positioning in the U.S. market.
Definitely.
So what are you going to do? Are you going to seize the day and try to show that, hey, are you going to burn some of that supply? Are you going to do something that say, hey, we are serious about this project. We want to make our investors money. Not in a risky way. I don't want you to do anything that compromises your principles because I love that conservative mindset of 1-to-1 and then some.
Yeah.
Because I feel protected. I feel safe. I feel good that I can stake some of my coins on the exchange and it's there 30 days later. I can get it, put it in a DeFi wallet, bring it back. I hate your fees. I do hate the fees. And I hate the limits that if I want to buy $1,000 worth of Tectonic, I can't.
Yeah.
I have to buy it piece, $200, $300 at a time.
That's that creates a little bubble because like you can't really take advantage of fast price movements.
Yeah, so that pisses me off. Talking about Tectonic, the supply is huge, and you guys don't tweet as much. You started to tweet now. That's good for you.
Yeah.
And you need some better ambassadors.
Yeah, I think what it is, like a lot of these companies, some of these companies, I don't know if like they're just too conservative in nature, because you gotta understand, a lot of crypto investors, they're kind of wild guys. You know, I'm a crypto investor. I'm a wild guy.
Right.
So it's almost like
I'm not a wild guy. I'm very settled. I'm very mature.
so.
Please
like,
give me an ambassadorship.
So like when I see companies like Crypto.com and how they're dealing with like UFC and professional brands, I think they're trying to like change the image of their particular product,
Right.
or their particular company.
Yes.
They don't want to necessarily be like with the sheep and the, like you talk about all these dogs and all that.
Yeah,
It's like,
I'm done with the immaturity. Like, I like their approach. I love the branding, the logo, the company. I just wish they would just be a little bit more edgy.
yeah,
Not in the presentation, but in the marketing and the overall goal. Let's move.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I saw a meme. I think it's a meme. I don't know what they call them when you put like a GIF or something, where someone was poking the stick, a particular cryptocurrency. At the time, it was Bitcoin, and it's like, move, do something, and just like, be careful what you wish for, and it poked it, like, and poked him in the eye. And that's what I'm like with Crow right now. Like, yeah, CZ beat you up a little bit. Like, y'all kiss and make up because everybody's fighting. Like, do something so unprecedented that it will take the SEC, like, damn, these dudes ain't divided no more. Or, like, figure something out, because the overall growth of crypto is at stake.
Yeah.
You guys are divided. You're playing and you're fighting your wars in your own little corners, and you have to get together at some point, because the Fed, the SEC, and the White House, they all on the same accord.
yeah,
The Congress and the state legislators, they play in their own games, but we have already seen the war between the state and federal. The federal go in all the time. So do something unprecedented.
yeah.
What other points I have?
I think a lot of exchanges, they're just seeing what's going on, and some of them probably just are afraid to
Afraid to do what?
afraid to make as much noise. Like,
Bro, if you stay silent, if you allow, this is what the SEC is doing. They're like the Grim Reaper going and knocking on every door and causing bloodbath. Because every week is an SEC article about how they send out the Wells notice, or they suing this person, or they send a warning to Paxos and all stuff.
they just sent one to Coinbase, right?
Yes, and a couple of days ago, I saw where Coinbase was looking at overseas operations, and
In the Bahamas.
right, someone said, Coinbase come to the Bahamas, mind you. Listen, and I told it to you.
Yeah, he told me.
I hate their guts, but I will take their business.
So Brian, he has to check in. He has to check in first.
And I said this on another podcast. He looks like a bald AI algorithm.
He doesn't look real. I never saw him speak. I don't know.
No, he doesn't look like a real. And but I would take the business.
Yeah.
Right? They're a good company. They're publicly traded. They seem to have their affairs in order. They're just getting bullied. So if America is bullying you, come and drink a Bahama Mama in the Bahamas. We'll set you up.
It's coming on a fish fry.
Please. You can take over the line that BC is from your boy.
I get in that.
No, you cannot get in that. Leave the debauchery to me. Leave the things to me. That's why I'm not dropping any names. I'm just saying your boy. And if you know what your boy means, you know.
Yeah.
But M content, love it. Love the product. Love what they did for the film community, and the respect that they put on the viewership as well. So you earn while you view content, as well as you earn while you create content. And I think that partnership was important, because we as creators are nothing without our viewers. So to be able to reward our viewers is a great thing. My problem, and I've been very vocal in that community about it, you do nothing in the West. Yes, cricket is huge, right?
Yeah.
I know in Europe, in India, in Asian continents, like, it's huge, and their following is great. But like, for the creatives in the West, you want it to catch on like wildfire? Like, get some TikTok people.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure they ain't paying them good enough.
Yeah. No.
Because with crypto, you get your money right then, and you can trade it.
Yeah.
You'll see that value go back up 10x, 20x, 30x. but you have to get back into the West.
Yeah.
Everything is in Dubai centric. It's expensive for me to go there. I would love to interview them.
Yeah, it's like even when you look at the West, like they have a lot of like sports franchises, entertainment.
Please.
You see what I'm saying? That's
Please.
almost like, I don't like to say America is the main character, but they do have a lot of business going on there. Like,
They have enough business, but their consumers are addicted to content and social media.
Definitely.
So if you are looking and you have that, yes, maybe you don't want to spoil your base with that, but you are in the business of making money,
yeah.
right? I didn't buy not almost $1 trillion like coins on air.
Yeah.
I want to see that move. Not that I want to like rug pull you guys and drop it on your head. I like to look at money in big amounts, right? I want to do something eventually. Like I would love to use my M content portfolio to fund my filmmaking without having to ask you guys for $5, $10, $15, $20,000 because I made that investment in myself. If my holdings right now were to go back to their all-time high, which was slow and gradual over a year time,
Yeah.
I would have like $9,000, $10,000. That's 2 short films for me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I wish, like, yes, COVID happened and the SEC moving. Them niggas ain't going nowhere. Well, so what you being playing defense? You only end up losing playing defense all the time. You have to play offense at some point.
That's facts.
You gotta do something to galvanize the community. Bring the money back. Show people that there is money moving, like there's action happening. That's how, like, we were in this bear market too long, and I'm like, hold on for a second. You mean to tell me, y'all had all this money, sitting on the sidelines, y'all could push this product, and y'all let the bears sit on y'all?
I think they might have done that because we were in the bear market. Now they might see like if the thing starts
All this momentum,
then they might be like, okay, now it's time to play. Because you gotta understand, even like when a lot of things went down, like I think it was last year, I think CZ made a tweet.
Mm-hmm.
And he was saying it was hard for them to turn down a lot of endorsement deals and not name stadiums, the Binance Arena and all that.
Right.
But when the bear market hit and when a lot of crypto firms were closing,
Mm-hmm.
they were hiring people because
Yeah.
they basically kept a lot of that money. They were playing defense at that point,
Yeah.
if you could kind of say that.
Yeah.
So they had the money just sitting there, just waiting to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Because let me tell you something, like when you have money, it does, like I hate when people try to say money doesn't matter. It's like,
Oh, it matters.
yeah, it turns an emergency into an inconvenience.
Yeah.
And I think that's what Binance was doing. There's like, we have this money. So when y'all fire all these developers and all that,
We
can
can
bring them
absorb
here.
them and make our product better. So by the time we get into the bull market, you're dealing with a behemoth.
Exactly. So that's what I think they were doing. It's just basically building up. So when they really show out, they popping
But
out.
Binance, I don't care. Okay. I love you, CZ. But you cannot be the crypto space by yourself. Monopolies don't work long term. Okay?
They
You
don't.
need competition to force you to be better. Right?
Yeah, that's true.
You could be number 1 for a long time.
Yeah.
But you only can be number 1 if your number 2 and number 3 is nipping at your heels and competing with you.
Definitely.
And you need to look at what it is that the Biden administration is doing, what the SEC is doing right now, and what the Fed is doing. And they're doing it together.
Yeah.
They don't want Congress to pass a bill. And even if Congress passes a bill, it won't be until after the next election, which is a long time to be under the gun,
Yeah.
the regulatory gun by lawsuits, SEC articles, FUD. It wouldn't make sense. How can you grow that way? No. Hey, I know about Coinbase. Like, we could keep Coinbase on the side because I feel like they took over for other people. Let them stay on the side for a second. Coinbase, if you want to come to the Bahamas, I will welcome you. Let's not do a part 2, but I will welcome you. Binance, Binance and Crypto.com, I think is a perfect match. I think they need to sit down in a room,
Yeah.
shake hands, get over that little pissing contest that they did back a couple months ago, and get on with business. I think the two of them together, boy, it would do some things. Mind you, I do have a horse in this race because I have over 100,000 crow, and I will see that turn into something. I'm not gonna lie to you guys.
Yeah.
I have ulterior motives, but I think overall for the space, that's a good thing.
Yeah.
You want guys like me to have money.
Yeah.
I spend money in the real economy.
Yeah. That's true.
You want the new generation to have money. We spend it on education. We spend it on luxury brands. So rich people will get richer. Right? Some Bugattis will be bought.
Eventually.
Maybe I'll pay Andrew Tate's bail.
I get it. You're trying to get me canceled.
Hey! I am a disciple of Kanye West. You can't cancel me. Okay? No, but in all seriousness, I think those two intelligent men need to get into a room together.
Yeah.
And come up with a plan for crypto, not for their individual business, for the space of crypto, because everybody else is working together against them.
Yeah.
And then they need to find their safe havens. Because obviously there are countries that are not on the agenda of the Bahamas, not the Bahamas, the United States of America with this particular administration. And they need to be in those areas and say, okay, let's make ourselves friendly here. Let's do what we need to do. And let's push this thing forward.
And no, this might sound crazy, but I think some of the governments might even start working with certain exchanges against Binance. That might be an option.
That's a really small one, I'm sure, but I don't think, do it. If you know what's good for you, don't do that. Because Binance is a fed within themselves.
Yeah.
So we have two behemoths, two cartels, in a way, going up against each other for supremacy. And I don't think it should have been that way, but I think fear ultimately drives people to think that way.
Yeah, because what I've noticed, like in crypto versus like traditional finance, you could have like JP Morgan, Goldman Sachs, Morgan Stanley. They can kind of, even though they're all competitors,
right? They
kind of coexist.
Yeah.
Like they kind of work together.
Right.
Right? All the CEOs and all, they know each other's numbers. Like they can call each other if something happens and all that. But with crypto, it's kind of like almost like gangs. Like like they're trying to wipe each other out. Like this is a type of diplomacy between, like it's barely.
I think it's 55 of them? Like 55 solid exchanges?
I think it's more than that. But I mean, you have like smaller ones.
Right.
A lot of them are like smaller.
But I don't know. I mean, because I look at it like this. Cryptocurrency is no different to me than stocks.
Yeah.
It's no different to me than comic book collectibles. It's no different to me than baseball cards, art, whatever. It is something that I wish to invest in, that I feel will appreciate in value and bring some level of value to me. As a citizen, as a human being, as an adult, I feel that it is my inherent right to invest in whatever the fuck I want to invest in.
You don't think the government should be able to tell you what you can invest in or not?
And here's the thing. No. If cocaine was legal, I want a piece of that too. I could invest in big pharma, and they do nothing.
That's true.
I can invest in oil, and they're quote unquote killing the environment.
That is true.
I can invest in prisons, bro.
That is true.
The justice system is corrupt.
That is true. That is true.
Why can't I invest in crypto, put my money in, take my money out? At the end of the year, you tax me depending on which jurisdiction you're in, and you can get a tax on capital gains, which is fair.
Yeah.
Which gives no other investment an advantage, because the same rate that you tax your stocks and bonds and all your art and all other stuff, you should do it for crypto. No one should have an advantage.
Yeah.
Come to the Bahamas because we don't have taxes on capital gains. Just saying. And if you invest in a piece of property on Family Islands, you won't pay any property tax on that as well. And that's yours. Just saying. Because if you give me enough money, I buy an island.
You sound like you're doing promotion. You need to go work for real team.
I mean, I'm just saying. I want people to know what's going on down here.
Yeah.
Right? I got it. Like, they know we're in the Bahamas. They know we're crypto friendly. But how crypto friendly?
Yeah, that's true.
Our Bahamian-owned banks are very friendly towards you onboarding and offboarding, plus sand dollar. You can buy as much as you want, and it's yours. It doesn't expire like China's. Just had to plug that. I mean, we're doing a lot of things right, but no one knows it.
Yeah.
We're in this. The only thing that I think that we have to do as a country is identify, like legally, from a legislative standpoint, what cryptocurrency is, and then take it a step further and protect money and CBDCs and cryptocurrency in our Constitution, where no entity outside can come and pressure any government to make any changes.
Yeah.
Because we've seen it with the monetary policy and all this other stuff in black and gray list. But that's a grid now. We can't do what you want us to do.
Yeah.
Because it is your inherent right, because we say our CBDC is legal tender. We can't cause it to expire to stimulate the economy.
Yeah.
We can't seize it without going through the court without just cause.
Yeah.
We have policies here. This isn't Gestapo foolishness. No. You do what you want to do over there. This is how we do it here. If your people come here, that's on y'all.
Yeah.
We need it because we don't have banks in the outer islands. Y'all want it because y'all want control. Y'all already digital. Everything is Cash App and Venmo this and Apple Pay. You know how bad it is? Apple Pay is slowing down other developers. I think it's Uniswap. They don't want Uniswap to have a wallet.
Oh, wow.
They giving them the gears. Stop. Let development and innovation happen.
Yeah, a lot of it is just greed, man. Everyone just want to.
I don't know.
It boils down to the same thing we talked about earlier: greed and fear.
Here's the thing. Well, I am greedy, but I am not fearful. All right? I will take the 7 projects that I am in: Bitcoin, Crow, M Content, Tectonic. I don't want to name this one because I might dump that on your head. So sorry, but not sorry. If you know, you know. What else do I hold? Some BNB. I call Ship. No, Ship. I love Ship. Ship is my OG.
Yeah.
But Ship, I will tell you this. This is my ultimate plan. Regardless of how much Bitcoin is, every set of gains that I have now, I'm going to take massive amount, a percentage, and put it into Bitcoin and Ethereum.
That makes sense.
Because they're the OG ones that I feel that have store value for a long time.
Yeah, definitely.
Right? I don't think anything is going to flip them for a while, at least in my generation. Maybe after I'm like 70 years old and I'm out of the game.
Yeah.
But for now, that's it.
Yeah. Mainly I hold Bitcoin, Ethereum. I have quite a bit of Solana.
Solana? What's so interesting about that?
They just have, they build a lot of decentralized apps. They have a large ecosystem. And
is that what is Matic? I keep hearing about Matic. I think they got
Polygon.
That's Polygon.
Yeah.
Okay, so they are the ones that made the deal with Disney.
I think, yeah.
That's a deal with the devil, by the way.
Yeah.
Just want you to know. They will either take your technology and do something else. Disney, I can't trust them.
Why?
You see what they did in Netflix?
What they did?
They licensed the shows to Netflix, allowed Netflix to show them what streaming would look like for them, the ins and out, all that other stuff. Built their own streaming platform, bought a couple, bundled it, and said, hey, you know what? I saw that you started to build your own Marvel universe and we gave you the license, but we're gonna need them back.
That's business, man. You don't think Netflix would do it to someone else?
Nope.
They're
honorable people over there.
All right.
And I love Netflix programming. I love all the original stuff that they do. And they're trying, right? And they were the first in space. And again, I don't believe in monopoly. So I believe in healthy competition.
Definitely.
But that was shitty that Disney did. And I hope they don't do it to Polygon. And I hope no one that has money wakes up one day and say, you know what? That cryptocurrency thing over there, I could put $1 trillion in there and control the market.
Yeah, you don't want to.
I don't want anybody to have that stupid type of money to ever wake up and do it, because I love what crypto is, and I think it is our generation's stock market.
Yeah.
And I want us to fully appreciate and benefit from what it is to build our lives for what it is that we want it to be.
Yeah, definitely. Because a part of crypto was like the decentralization of it, taking basically not allowing one party or entity to have over control. And that's really the premise of crypto. So even though a lot of people might go against like regulation, they don't like regulation. I am very pro regulation. Yeah, a lot of my crypto colleagues, they might not like to hear that, but I am very pro regulation.
Okay, see, you can't say regulation because that's a bad word. Okay, what do you mean regulation? What do you? Because I kind of believe in regulation because, like I said, I want legitimate legislation and constitutional change here. So that's a bit of regulation.
Yeah. When I say regulation, I don't mean just have one government control all the crypto and what moves.
No, that's bad. That's bad.
Yeah. What I mean is, right now, this is like this is almost like a black market. You could
don't call it that. I want people to jump in after this talk. Don't do that.
I'm a huge crypto supporter, and I'll say it. Like, this is kind of like the black market.
It's a gray market.
Yeah, it's a gray market. And what it is if you have increased regulation, then you could bring in more traditional money.
I don't want more traditional money. Money is garbage.
That's a part of the way we grow, because it's like, then you will have people who won't be as fearful.
True.
So you have people who actually feel more comfortable in that.
Not your keys, not your crypto. Own your own wallets.
Yeah,
don't invest with any banks that say they could hold your stuff for you.
Definitely.
They're going to. It's going to be the same system over again. Okay? Yes, I have your Bitcoin. No, you don't. You fractional reserve Bitcoin.
That is true.
Don't trust
That
banks.
happens.
Do not trust banks to hold your assets, especially if they start to offer digital assets. It's not that hard. MetaMask, Trust Wallet, Crypto.com has their own DeFi wallet if you want to hold your keys, if you don't trust exchanges. There are hardware solutions as well.
Ledger wallets.
Bro, all the information is on YouTube.com. If you could watch something and learn, if you're a reader, all the information is out there for free.
Yeah.
It is not intimidating at all. Please, for God's sake, if you hear any bank talking about offering Bitcoin services and run, they don't deserve to have your money. You think they deserve to have your cryptocurrency or your No. That's a message from me. No.
Yeah, because you don't want to have the same situation just happen with with banks. You don't want that to happen with your crypto.
Yeah.
And
they're being bought and sold like common whores right now. Like, you don't want to trade hands to a bank that you don't mess with? Come on, man. No. Keep control of your stuff. And MetaMask is an easy wallet to get into. My children, my students, like, I gave a homework assignment, go and set up your MetaMask.
yeah.
This is the YouTube link to do it. Everybody had every network. Chronos, Lightning Network, Binance Network, and Ethereum Network. 4 networks ready to go.
Thank
If I go to the bank right now and say, I'm going to buy 500 USDT, everybody, hey, pitch in. Let me distribute. Everybody ready to go. If children can do it, you can do it too.
Yeah, definitely. And what is so interesting is, like, this upcoming generation, like the teens, they're more, to me, I think they're more savvy, because like a lot of their favorite YouTubers, their favorite influencers
Thank you.
are talking about cryptocurrency and all that.
You just reminded me of something.
But
The first exchange to make it okay, or to have an exchange junior, is going to win.
oh yes, like,
You need to figure out a way to incorporate a KYC for children to bring the threshold of adoption in.
Yeah.
Because those niggas that spend money like candy, and they have money.
like
Okay? The first one. So I don't want no scammers to get this.
yeah.
I want a legitimate one. I want Binance. I want Crypto.com to figure out how do we get kids in, because they're learning it in school. I'm teaching it, and I know a
Yeah.
lot of other jurisdictions are teaching kids about blockchain and cryptocurrency right now.
Definitely.
Get them into the game.
Yeah.
So, because they don't want to nag their parents about it, because their parents don't know about it. Some will support it, but let them get in the game.
Because let me tell you something. Kids I started following like a lot of YouTubers and what they're doing, right? There's a particular YouTuber, he had like 25 million subscribers. And I was like, I've never heard about this guy. Another YouTuber is like, that's because all of his subscribers are under 14 years old.
Yep.
Like, kids.
Yep.
And it's like, when you think about it, every kid spends time on YouTube or basically have access to a smartphone.
Roadblocks is going to kill it. When Roadblocks starts to tokenize NFTs and all that stuff, they're going to kill it.
Yeah.
Gaming and VC. We do it all the time with 2K. That's a great entry point.
Definitely. Because like even when I go back and I look at businesses, right? I like to study businesses and how they rose the prominence. Like when I realized how much money Pokemon was making, and
Talk to me.
I was like,
Talk to me.
because I used to nag the hell out of my dad to buy Pokemon cards, and I was like, why was he listening to me? Like,
I never had Pokemon.
like, why was he spending that money to buy me Pokemon cards? Like, no.
Never had Pikachu or Charizard.
I had a Charizard card.
Why are we doing this? I had Yu-Gi-Oh,
I had a Charizard.
but I got it when I was in college. I was a loser.
I had a Charizard card.
Squirtle.
I think I had a Squirtle. I had a Charizard holographic card, right? Someone stole it. The wrongest thing I did was went and check the price of it now. So why?
You know what? You gotta tell me the price.
I was on that guy's Facebook page, and I didn't see this guy since primary school, and I found his Facebook page that night. I was like,
how much is it,
bro?
How much is it?
It was probably like 250 to 300,000.
You got to be fucking kidding me. What? Hold on. You had a $200,000 Pokemon card back in the day and someone stole it from you?
I have to check the thing now.
Do it now. Do it right now.
Oh God.
You gotta put them in jail. They gotta go. That's grand theft.
That's more than grand.
What?
Alright, holographic.
No way. No. I don't believe that. No way. So imagine someone stealing $200,000 worth of your crypto, and a bank does it, and they say your deposit isn't insured because it's a digital currency, not fiat. You know how hot you would be? Don't trust them.
I'll have to check I'm getting like a bunch of different.
Don't worry about it. I feel your pain. The fact that you had to go and search out and find this. Sheesh. I feel your pain. Young man, I hope you are a Christian now, with a wife and kids and a nice house that is paid off. Because I was coming for my things, but I ain't even smiling with you. I would handle the whole story. It would be on site.
Yeah, that was.
It would be on site.
I was all up on his Facebook profile. I was like, I had to remind myself, like, come on, breathe, like.
Bro, that's a loss. I feel your pain, bro. I made my $3,000 Satama story look like a joke.
Yeah, that was. The wrongest thing I did was check the price. I should have never checked the price.
All right, before we go, because I think we made up for last time when we had our little intermission break. Not financial advice, and I think I'm going to let my producers put the ticker on this particular one, because we talked about a lot of different coins.
Yeah. For
2023 and beyond, if you had to start 100% from zero, and you had $3,000 to spend, what would you spend it with? Where would you put it?
All right. I would put $1,000 in between Bitcoin and Ethereum. Mm-hmm. I would probably put, of that 1,000, I would probably put 800 in Ethereum.
Okay.
The reason I would do it, and I'm not looking at it like from the technology aspect, Ethereum could probably double quicker than Bitcoin right now.
Yes. Bitcoin, even though they are saying that Bitcoin is going to hit $1 million in 90 days, I don't see how that's going to happen. Yeah. I don't know what extreme meltdown, what type of Super Saiyan sensu being roids they're going to put Bitcoin on. I don't see it. I could see 90% of that happening. Bitcoin at $100,000.
I could see 100,000 like in 24, 2024.
No, I could see 100,000 before that. I could see the 100,000 by October this year. By June, I could see us back to where we were prior to the Ukraine war.
All right.
Because I'm greedy and I have a horse in this race. Okay? I just want y'all to know that like I have an agenda.
Yeah.
What else you spending money on?
All right. So I don't have any projects that are like poking out on the top of my brain right now.
Mm-hmm.
But I would say I don't know if I would actually recommend any AI projects because right now
Everybody's faking it. Everybody's faking
they're
it.
slapping AI on top.
That's the new rug pull. You have to be very careful.
Doge AI, Shiba AI, like. So I don't know if I'll like actually say okay, buy any AI tokens right now. So I would probably stick to like Cardano. You know, that's like competitor of Ethereum. So I'd probably throw some money into that.
Right.
Keep some USDT on hand, so because you know you always got to make transactions. What else? I guess Solana, because I'm holding Solana. Not to say Solana's the best thing or anything, it's just that I'm holding it. But yeah, that right there is a tricky question. But I would say put majority of the money, like have more exposure to Bitcoin and Ethereum if you're gonna play the crypto game.
Right.
Yeah. If Bitcoin and Ethereum fails, you might as well say crypto fails and just call it a day.
If it were me starting from zero right now, $3,000, definitely I would buy a piece of Bitcoin with a whole $1,000. I'm not really big on Ethereum as much as I am on Bitcoin long term, and that's a long term play for me.
Yeah.
So that's percentages on the points.
Yeah.
And it is what it is. Because I love my dog.
You're gonna buy a sheep.
Damn right. Damn right, because I believe that it's going to shave 2 zeros in 2 years.
I'm not trying to buy anything with a dog.
That is the original dog. That is the original dog. And do your own research.
Yeah, please.
Do your own research. Because I'm a degenerate, and I want to flip, and I want to take 1,000 back out and put 1,000 into Bitcoin. I bet none chip. Because if it goes back to its all-time high, that's at least an 8x.
Yeah.
And I could take that investment and put it into Bitcoin. So I want something that can multiply a lot quicker.
Yeah.
Right? And based on history. The other 1,000, I'm going with Crow.
All right.
Here's why. It's under 10 cents. It's a steal. Its all-time high was $1. And I see in a couple of years it may be 3.
Yeah.
Thanks for listening. And remember, one good conversation can shift the direction of change forever. Like, subscribe, and leave a review.